Wait, so your actual house was a haunted house? This is so sweet.
Just a couple of silly friends talking about serious stuff.
Hello.
Hello! That is Limber.
Hi. And
I'm Enough.
over here we have Enough.
Pretend that has my name on it. And then you are watching.
Not what I was expecting. Two friends react to crazy ex-girlfriend.
This is totally the beginning of the video.
Oh, the past few weeks have felt so long.
Oh, yes. Drinking from the fire hose of human experience, just having a lot of big feelings. Oh, I got a job.
You got a job.
I got a job. I got a job, and it's exactly what I wanted. I start next week.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like fun. I don't know. We'll see. And what is going on?
I don't know what you're talking about. It's totally. So, I'm house sitting this week in my childhood home for my parents while they're out of town. I don't know if I've talked about this on the show before, but my family ran a haunted house while I was growing up. So the house is a little weird. Would you like to take a tour?
Absolutely. I speak to have everyone, yes.
So this hallway, other than this lovely door, it's just, pretty normal in the hallway until we get over here. There are these pieces of art.
Wait, so your actual house was a haunted house?
It started at our actual house, more in the front yard and driveway, and then we moved it to the park and made it a nonprofit after-school program for kids.
Oh.
And you just come under the archway, totally normal archway in a house. You got dead skeleton skulls and totally normal decor.
Oh my God. Like, how much of this stuff did you just grow up around so much that you don't even see it anymore? Like, it's not even a weird thing.
That has gotten me into trouble before. Here's a photo of me next to more skulls. Oh, and then there's my dad's favorite painting.
Oh no.
It's backlit. And this is, just super normal. Just everybody grows up with this, right?
Yeah. Shelf on the shelf.
4-foot tall porcelain doll hanging in the kitchen. Whatever. Another doll also in the kitchen. Our sconce. There's me.
Did you get like masks made?
Yeah, we did the whole full face. It can make even the most stable person feel a little claustrophobic. This is Boo.
Hi, Boo Boo. There. Same.
And this is Lady.
Hello.
Mostly this is just family photos. Okay.
There is a skull in one of the family photos.
Okay, so the family photo is the demonic dog with the hand, the skull chalice, and me hugging a bunch of skulls. I can move them. So, what happened last episode? Let's do a quick recap before we go straight into episode 5, since it's been a few weeks.
Right. We can look that up.
Looking. I'm going on a date with Josh's friend.
Going on a date with Josh's friend when they went to the taco thing.
The tacos.
Oh, yes. And then also trying veganism.
Trying veganism.
Yes.
Going home with the other vegan guy.
Right. Someone supportive.
Greg was a little judgy. But I think he seemed to not understand that that wasn't appropriate. He seemed really taken aback when she got upset. And he really backtracked. So maybe when I was younger, I often chided people more and teased them more because I grew up watching sitcoms, and that's how you showed that people were friends, was that they were mean to each other, kind of, but then there for each other at the end of the day. So it may be something similar with him, where he thinks that like this is how you show affection, is by teasing, whereas she understandably did not enjoy that.
Yeah, I've had entire relationships based on sarcasm, and I really prefer sincerity now.
Yeah, that sounds hard.
There was a lot unsaid, but ever since trying to be more sincere in general, I trust myself more, I trust others more, I don't find myself guessing. It's great. It's sincerity. Try it. It's delicious. I love it.
I enjoy it too. I had a really hard time getting into it. Like things like compliments. I always thought that people would think that I was trying to manipulate them, or that I was insincere when I gave compliments. And I just felt so awkward. And so I went like half my life with just not giving compliments to people. And I've been really practicing that art, and it feels really good to do. It's nice to see people like feel better about themselves and feel nicer because I was able to share my sincere affection with them and not be afraid to show it.
Yeah. I'm glad that you were able to find that and that connection to your community.
Thanks. As you might imagine, in a haunted house environment, we don't talk about our feelings a lot. We have a comment on our last video from Just Daney.
Hi.
I think that's a really interesting point. I can definitely see what you're saying there.
Yeah, I can definitely I see the point now that yes, perfect, gamblers preferred, as opposed to I don't know, addictions that would be more delicate to need to be around.
Yeah. And the point about timing is really good too, and how that probably translated into Rebecca's whole like boy band fantasy about how he was saving the day. Thank you so much for writing.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
This is the first time that we've had the timing right, where we get to respond to our latest video in our new one as we're recording. So that's, I don't know, I'm just really excited by that.
We are not professionals.
No, not medical professionals.
Nope.
We don't own this content. This content we did not create. We are commenting on it, analyzing it, having discussions around these topics, and having a nice time.
Yeah, because we're, you know, just a couple of silly friends talking about serious stuff.
Okay. Should we watch something silly together?
I think so. I think we could both use something kind of silly. Please like, comment, and subscribe should you feel so inclined. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, you have any change?
Oh, sorry, I only have 20s. I got them from working.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Hi. How are you?
Are you gonna defend her? You're just as bad, Chan. Look at you. Bye, liars and terrible people.
No one has ever said anything like that to me before in my life.
Yeah, me neither.
You're selfish and dramatic and weird. You drove your father out of this house. You're terrible.
really not okay.
Who says that to their kid?
Yeah, that is extraordinarily, lastingly painful. Why gotta be nice to kids? It lasts the rest of their lives.
Okay, yeah.
I don't care what he says.
And she just left the drink on the table.
She did say she doesn't really like boba.
I'll show him. You just watch. Yeah, you could let me out here. What's your damage?
I actually have a friend who says that they don't want to give this show a shot because of the title.
Hmm. Yeah, I think a lot of people think that it's a judgment instead of looking at it from the point of view of the person who gets called that.
Mm-hmm.
Being a good person is overrated. I mean, who cares about that?
Isn't the question of whether or not a person is like aligns with their own morality? Like, isn't that like the biggest question?
Yeah.
Like, am I a good person? Like, who gets to decide what's good? Like,
Shut the door.
If anyone needs me, I'll be in here helping Daryl.
Yeah, if you have to promote that you're helping people,
mm-hmm.
might be time to examine your motivations and how it's impacting what you're doing.
Paula's in charge. Cool, Daryl?
Yeah, sure.
Yay, Paula!
Hey, Paula! As a mother of sons!
Why are we here?
Would you be interested in a short recess so I can show you what the sunset looks like right now?
I would love to.
Hey, so I wanted to bring you outside because the sun is starting to set and it just looks really pretty. So here, let me switch it around for you.
Golden hour.
Mm-hmm. Tire swing.
Yeah! That's so sweet.
In the summer, these grasses would get to be like 4 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
And we would make tunnels in them, like our own version of hide and seek. So a lot of the strategy was making fake tunnels that would make the seeker like waste time searching down false paths. It's amazing none of us got ticks.
That sounds so fun. It's so exciting to hear context for the person that you are now. That makes sense. Doing the puzzles and the interaction. It's just like, yes, I get it.
And do 5,000 Hail Marys.
That's so many.
And I got promoted. I can finally do confession now.
That's amazing, Father Bra.
Thanks, man. I've been meaning to say.
I think I might be attracted to someone besides Valencia.
Gosh, I just wish we lived in a society where that was okay. But in the meantime, I'm sure I'm glad that I met people with whom that is okay.
Yeah. Before I went into any polyamorous relationships, I was still monogamous. I used to think that if I was attracted to somebody, it must mean something. And I think being in poly relationships and being in a bigger city really helped me to understand that you can be attracted to people and it doesn't, that's all it is. Like, you can still be friends. It doesn't have to affect anything in your relationship. And it really takes the pressure off of things. I mean, regardless of what form my future relationships take, that is a good thing to understand.
Yeah. It's nice to have a crush for crush's sake.
Yeah, crushes are fun. And also, I do wish it was more accepting for him to be able to explore both options.
Yeah. Not saying that it's easy. Not saying that you're owed less heartache one way or the other. But to me, it's very honest, at least.
Oops.
Well, it's natural to have those feelings, dog.
Same.
Oh, she believes in me.
Oh, give him my regards. Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
I just wish I could explain how I feel about her. I'm gonna try.
I know songs like this can come off weird. And don't give her away. Not like I ever had her. What a weird thing.
Thank you.
Having a daughter is weird.
Aww.
You are not done.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to Pamela, and she has a real.
This one is Nelly Minaj. This one is Taylor Swift. And this one is Nelly Rae Jepsen.
Beautiful.
What's up, YouTubers? It's episode 3 of Nelly Sitters Club.
I know, right? Everybody has a YouTube channel.
I'm with the best babysitters in the world. My snails, holla!
Oh no!
Me and my snails are gonna make s'mores on the gas stove.
He doesn't cry at cat food commercials.
Your Honor,
Aww.
we are a good person.
I'm a good person, better than you.
Oh no!
You see, Doctors Without Borders don't have nothing on me.
Don't forget about Clowns Without Borders.
My nickname is Mother Teresa Luther King.
Ah.
Do it all gut up like a fish. You're a good person.
Oh, thank you.
My whole life was a lie, but
Oh, poor Daryl. Nice house.
I'm surprised she's gotten even this far with her plan.
Right out in the open, okay.
Well, she also left.
What the hell are you doing?
Raheem, you're good.
It should be a sin to litter.
Oh, yeah.
He just threw the list. Ugh. I'm just really glad that Josh feels like he can talk to somebody. I love that. I love that. I love friendship. I think it's so meaningful.
Yeah. Yeah, he really opened up to him. I mean, shared with him every thought that was sinful that he had. That is very vulnerable.
What is one's moral compass? Like, who decides what is the right thing to do or right way to be? Who has that power? And are they wielding it well? Like, really? You want to give that power to Greg?
Yeah, what qualifies him to be the arbiter of what is a good person?
You have some nerve.
The writers are really liking the bup-bups.
Yeah, I was noticing that too.
What's wrong with you?
Whoa.
What is wrong with me?
I'd say low self-esteem, a lack of maternal affection, and a genetic predisposition for anxiety and depression.
I really love the idea that she's verbalizing things for people that they may not have examined about themselves.
Yeah,
Also, just left $10,000 in the luggage.
she sure did.
Somehow, I've made Greg my new moral arbiter in this town.
Can I have my cash back now? I already bought a hot tub.
No. You're a good little munchkin.
Thanks.
Tim?
Holy shit.
Actually, I just switched to those new menstrual cups, which I can't figure out.
Yeah, some of us struggle with what is and isn't socially appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get mushy. You're making me blush.
This is so sweet. Don't tell anyone. That's her specialty.
You always know what to say.
But I saw what you did for Daryl today, so I can't say you're a good friend. Not to me, like definitely not to me, but to other people.
That's big. It's an acknowledgement.
You settled the Casma case?
I know.
That was Cass quick.
Oh, me and my partner would love that one.
Okay.
I have no friends. Oh, look how sad he is. Oh, he's so sad.
Crying like a little baby.
Now go wash my car, Tim.
Okay.
She sure enjoys the power.
Oh, how easy it is to pick a new person to pick on. Ah! Like, oh no!
My hope is that maybe she just gave him a taste of his own medicine and then welcomes him back into the fold right away.
Yeah.
Like, so he has a better understanding, but it also might be nice if there was a way to give him that understanding that doesn't hurt him.
Right when I get back in a few minutes.
Oh, right.
Hi, you texted?
She run all the way there?
Very, very attracted to you. Attracted to you. But the thing is, I love Valencia.
Then why are you telling her this?
Because he's a horny, hunky idiot. Confessing I do find you attractive. And then that just being the hit that she needed.
Like, if you're really not interested, then you wouldn't say anything. Right? Like, why even bring it up?
He wanted to be as honest with her as he had been with his friend.
And then we get into appropriateness, right?
Yeah.
This week's review, the Beaver Dam Menstrual Cup by Lady Work. My cup runneth over.
What?
I'm not super great with understanding what personal things are and aren't okay to talk about in the office, because it does, like, everybody seems to expect that there's some level of personal connection that happens, and
yeah,
I have a hard time understanding where the line is drawn between don't talk about this at work and it's okay to talk about this at work.
Yeah, it's tough, especially when they tell you that they want to treat you like family.
Yeah.
Which really is just code for they want you to work for free. I don't know. I guess it's just a case-by-case basis thing. I'm jaded. It's fine. The big quest. The big quest. Am I good? Isn't that like a huge question of one's psyche all the time? Because aren't all the choices that you make based on whether or not they follow within your morality? And
I don't know, maybe not. Maybe there are people who aren't thinking about those things yet. I definitely spent quite a few years really focusing on what does that mean, because while I grew up with a lot of cool things, I did not grow up with the most morally focused people. So that was something I really had to develop for myself as an adult.
I know that Josh has somebody that he can talk to.
Father Bra!
Father Bra.
So good! I love Father Bra. I love everyone, but yeah, Father Bra is great.
Rebecca lost a lot of money.
There are other motivating factors in her life. Like, she's already made it clear that money was not something that was making her happy before.
Yeah.
Sucks. But I don't imagine her being like bent out of shape about this more than this episode.
Yeah, it must be nice having that 6-figure salary job in New York money.
Must be nice to have your needs met enough that you can fuck up and not lose the ability to eat.
I loved the names of the snails, obviously.
Yes. This is another one with a kind of happy ending. Another one.
Yeah, it did have a happy ending. Oh, hello, kitten.
Yeah, this is another one where everything worked out pretty okay.
Yeah, I don't need everything to be happy all the time, but it is nice to have some happy endings, to not always be left on some horrible cliffhanger.
Yeah. I've definitely been in the situation where like, oh, it's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. Yes, but he likes me.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that they focused on what was best for the kid in the episode and drew attention to that, and how often the parents are so petty with each other that all they can focus on is hurting the other person or making sure the other person doesn't get what they want. And that's not necessarily what's healthiest for the child.
Greg did had to be the moral compass for that one. Taking Rebecca aside and saying, hey, it's not just about you now here.
I know someone who did like an unbelievably minor crime, and spent the first 5 years of her daughter's life behind bars in prison. And that has to have a huge impact on that kid. Like that, so the fact that Madison's mom didn't get caught with that money in this episode is a really big deal. It would have been horrible for Madison. Even if she wanted her dad to have full custody. Sorry, dog fart. Oh my god.
That being an episode that is like seeding a couple more, but we just don't see it. Like, we'll see it in retrospect.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that this is really her first examination of whether her behavior is helping people or not, or whether or not she's a good person. After such a hard few weeks for both of us, I'm glad that we got an easy one.
Yeah, I've made peace with the good person quandary by trying really hard to lift myself above good and bad.
Yeah.
And the less I judge myself, the less I find I judge other people. And that is something that has been working for me when it comes to answering the question of whether I'm good or whether I'm bad. I was like, well, let's say I'm good. Now I have something to compare to, and something else that means that I'm bad. And I was doing a lot of learning and I was doing a lot of growing at the times that were very uncomfortable. But does that mean that I was bad then? And I don't like that kind of language being used around a person.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of questions that immediately spring to mind, which is, first is, what is your definition of good and bad? And are those immutable? Can you change those things over time, or are you just inherently good or bad? I did once ask this to my Facebook friends, And the answer that I most resonated with was that a good person is one who does their best to reduce suffering around them. Or that you can view good behavior as something that reduces suffering in the world. Yeah. When I think of good and bad, that's sort of where I go, is like, what is causing harm or what is lessening it?
That's a tough one. It's a tough one. That's a tough one.
But yeah, when we start talking about if a person is like inherently bad, then what point is there for them to ever try to do good?
Yeah, that's why I just try to back up from it.
Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, Limber, for being here. It's really nice to be back.
Oh my gosh, did I not? I don't think I remembered to introduce myself at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, we didn't.
Oh no! Let's record it now and see it and put it in the past.
Yay! Please like, comment, and subscribe. We love reading what you have to say, and I'm filtering comments for Limbers, so you can talk about spoilers if you want. You may want to put like a little disclaimer though, just for the other commenters. Yeah, this has been so much fun. Thank you. Bye.